Hi there, my name is Terry Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Deco Decor. That's where we make wreaths and sell them and also make other types of home decor. And I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my Facebook Lives and through my blog at Adorable Deco Decor. And today I'm doing something a little bit different. It's not normally my shipping day. Normally I try to do it on Mondays and sometimes Thursdays or Fridays, but I got so many orders over the weekend, which is a good problem. I could not get them all done yesterday, plus do everything else I needed to do. So I've got a couple more I needed to box up, and I thought it's been a while since I've been on here and showed you how I ship a wreath, and I thought I'd go ahead and share that with you today. So let me get my phone going so that I can see as people come in. Hope everybody's doing well. I just stepped out to let the dog out right before I came on, and it's oppressive outside. It is really, really warm and close. So, and I feel like a bunch of the country's been that way. Okay, there, well, shoot, that's the wrong place. Okay, there we are. Okay, all right, so it looks like some people are joining in. So, but anyway, like I said, I've got a couple more orders I needed to box up. And I know there's a lot of new people out. It seems like I've just joined in, and it's been a long time since I've shown anybody how to ship a wreath. I do have a really slowed down and detailed version on my blog if you want to visit that after we're done here, if you have any other questions that I might not have answered while we're here. So I've got two things I need to box up, but I tell you, one of them's a little bit larger, the other one's a little smaller, and they're both have some different aspects that I wanted to show you. So we'll see how time goes, and hopefully we can get through both of them. So as you join in, let me know you're out there and how you're doing. And if you're new, be sure and let us know where you're from. And I hope this is going to work out this way. Last time I did this, I was actually sitting on the floor back behind the wall here, and I had a little bit more room, but I thought we'll just try it here today. But anyway, well, let me show you what I'm going to ship first. I've got this really cute little pumpkin door hanger that I made, and it looks like it's going to be going to, let's see, it's going to be going to Rose in Iowa. So we'll show you how, this is a little bit unique, and I'll show you how we're going to box that up. Now, before I even started the actual process to ship it, I've already done it, the tug test. And by that I mean I go through and I make sure that I've glued everything in. Because if you've watched my lives, you know a lot of times I'll place things first and then I'll go back and glue them in later after I'm sure I'm satisfied with where it is. But you know, we're human. Sometimes I might forget to go back and glue it in. But you know, I know on this particular thing, except for the leaves and the pretty much everything else is actually zip tied in, so it should be in there pretty securely, but I just wanted to let you know. And then I also look back and make sure that there's no areas that don't look good. You know, I like to finish the back of my wreaths as well, and I've already put the leaves in, and you can't see any mechanics on it, okay? And underneath of here is where the zip ties are actually secured around the pumpkin angel vine. So, all right, and I've already gone ahead and I did a test on this because I wasn't sure what size box it was going to take. It's actually taken a 22 by 22 by 8 box, or no, 22 by 22 by 6. And so we'll have to cut down the box. I've got two main sizes I use for my wreaths. It's 22 by 22 by 8. And then I can cut it down to a 6 if I need. And then I've got 24 by 24 by 12s. But I'll show you here in a minute. They actually are kind of scored where you can cut it down real easily for size. And the 24 by 24 by 12s are the only ones I could find that are that way. That it really is a time saver. And then I've got some others that I ship out really large wreaths and swags. I've got a 30, I think it's 30, 24, 12, but I don't use it very often. I try to be paying attention when I'm making items to make sure that I don't make it too excessively large, unless just some special wreaths I do, but for the most part I don't, because of shipping. Shipping can get pretty outrageous. So, but anyway, I've already gone ahead. I've printed out. This is what actually goes in the inside of the box. I always put a business card on, so they know how to get a hold of you. And I printed off the shipping label, and I always put a little handwritten note on there, thank you or whatever. And then I've always been told to put a shipping label on the inside of the box also, because say something happens and the shipping label gets torn off the front of the box, then at least there's one inside where they'll know where it goes. So I've got that, and then I've got these little, I don't know, like sticky envelopes that I'll put that on the inside of the box. That's what all this kind of rests down in there. Okay, and then of course I've got another shipping box or shipping label for the outside of the box. Get that out of the way. Well, actually, I better put it back here where I can reach it. So, hey Lori, hey Rob, how are you guys? There's Christy and Jamie. All right. So like I said, this is a 22 by 22 by 8 box. And, the smaller you can get the box where your item's going to comfortably fit in, then the less your shipping charges should be. And, one thing I do not do, I do not just force an item in any box. I want, whenever the customer opens up that box, I want it to be a wow factor. I don't want them to see a smashed bow or greenery that's all misshapen and that. So I do not skimp on my boxes. So like I said, we need to cut this down to 6 inches. Let's see if I can get this done without messing up the camera. I'm going to move this little pumpkin out of the way here. We'll just sit her on the floor for right now. But I said we need to get it down to 6 inches height-wise, and the way I do that, you got these like a box score. I don't know what these are. Box sizer, I think, is the official name for it, but it'll actually take and score the side of the boxes so that we can fold it over and it looks neat. So what I do, I go ahead and measure with my ruler, and I'm going to mark about 6 inches, and I'm going to mark it in a couple of different places. Hope you guys can see okay. Hi Amy, how are you? Can you guys hear all right too? All right, and actually this must have been the same thing I did last time, but I will take this and I rest this part on the top part of the box side here, and it must have been, I must have done the same thing last time I used this thing, because it's the exact length I need it. Otherwise, there's a little screw thing here where you can move this thing up and down. I could make it, say I wanted to make it 22 by 22 by 4, then I would need to move this and drop this down. Okay? But it's already at the right spot, so that works out great. And I just usually just kind of run it along the top of the box, just like this. Back and forth a couple of times. And as I'm doing that, I'm pushing down to make sure that this little lip stays flush on the top of the box, because it's real easy to get all kind of cattywampus, and then your box is not going to look good and crisp. All right, one more here. Okay, and I don't know if you can see that. It's, well, maybe not. I think you can on the one side over here. You can see where it's taken the teeth edges and just kind of serrated that side of the box. So now I'm just going to take a knife and I'm going to cut the corners down to that line. Or if you had something more official than a kitchen box or a kitchen knife, that'd be nice, like a box cutter or something. But this is just one of the tools I stole from upstairs. You guys ever do that? I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm forever stealing things out of my husband's toolbox. And I always thought I was being so sneaky, and he didn't know, but he knew. I forget what he said one day, and he was talking about some of the tools I got in my little box down here. I'm just taking these now, and I'm just kind of folding these overs on that area where it was serrated. Okay, now I'm going to grab my pumpkin. Make sure I didn't pick up anything off the floor that shouldn't be there. So like I said, I don't want, my goal is repeat customers. I don't want anything, any ill feelings or anything, and I'll bend over backwards trying to make sure that the customer's happy, because I want repeat buyers. There I was talking, I wasn't showing you what I was doing. This is actually my husband's awl that I stole out of his toolbox, and I'm just taking holes and I'm poking them through right there. I'm going to put it right at the top and right at the bottom. This thing is really lightweight, so I'll probably just secure it in 2 places. Some of my heavier wreaths, I'll secure it in 3 or 4 places, and I'll show you that later. All right, I'm going to set this back again. And like I said, it just made some marks there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Just made some marks there. I'm just going to go ahead and take this and poke it all the way through. Okay. All right. Now, whoops, I did bump the camera that time. Oh, Robin says her hubby laughed on that one. Yeah, I think they know more than what they let on a lot of times. So now, for this part, you can use 1 or 2 things is what I use. I like to, especially on my heavier wreaths, I like to use zip ties. And that's what's going to actually hold the item down into the box. For a long time, I used pipe cleaners too, but I just feel a lot safer with the zip ties. So I'm going to run this down through that, back through the hole. Like I said, this one's a lot smaller, so it's doesn't, usually on the wreaths, I need to have 2 zip ties together. But for this, it's pretty small, so it's not a big deal. All right. And you could use this method too. This is the same way I make a lot of those candy canes at Christmas time, little Dollar Tree frames. This is the same way I pack them. I pack my lantern swags this way. Just the main thing is just don't hurt the goodies. You know, I want the customer to be wowed whenever they open up that box. Okay? All right, and like I said, this is light, so I only put 2 on, and then I give it the shake test. And I make sure that it's not going anywhere, okay? All right, now, what I do is the packing slip. Let me see here. Okay. Set that for right there for right now. Okay, and this just sticks on the inside here. And I just buy these off of Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive, and you can get a whole bunch of them. I think I've only, replaced or reordered it one time ever in all this time. All right, I'm folding this up. And I always try to put my shipping or my packing slip on the outside so that they can see there's a handwritten note in here. And my business card. All right, and then this little thing right here just peels off. Okay, all right, and that's that. Now, we'll go ahead and close it up. All right, and where'd my tape go? There it is. I try not to be stingy with tape either, because you've seen how some of those packages are after we get them from the post office or UPS, wherever. They look pretty beat up, so they need to be able to take a beating. I'm going to drop you down just a hair here. There you go. All right, and I usually put quite a bit of packing tape over the top of the box. Now, one thing, I have seen some discussion on some of the wreath groups that I think it's the post office doesn't want you to completely cover the shipping label, but UPS does want you to. So I just wanted to clarify that. Now, I don't know about FedEx either. I was completely covering the shipping label back when I used FedEx. But since all this discussion came out, I don't know what their preference is. Nobody ever said anything to me about it. But, you know, I printed this off on paper, and in my opinion, you know, if it gets rain on it or something like that, it could get all blurry or get torn off a lot easier. So, but I think the main point was sometimes they might have trouble reading the barcode. I just try to make sure that I've got it really smooth over the barcode. Cover up my label first. Okay, and then I usually just bring like if I've got a lip on it or something, you got to think about, these are going over conveyor belts a lot of times. And so I try not to have any rough edges where it might get caught and the box get torn up. So I'll go ahead and cover this up too. Okay. All right, now we've got the front part of the box done. Now we still have these zip ties that are showing from the back side. And again, it might be going over conveyor belts, so you don't want those to get caught on the conveyor belt. And I also wanted to show you too, I do both ways on the bottom of the box. I tape it this way and I tape it this way just to give it a little more support. Now on the 24-inch box, I'll do a crisscross 2 times on both sides. Oh, that's a way too big a piece of tape, but that's all right. All right, we just cover that up, like I said, just to make sure that it's smooth where it's not going to get caught on something. And I've forgotten to do this part before, and then I get to the shipper and realize it. And they're real good. If you just ask them if you know, they have some tape, you can cover that up. So they don't mind. I've been pretty lucky. I've had some real good people to work with down here. So, okay. All right, now that's ready to go ship. Okay. All right. We'll put it off to the side. You guys want to do another one? Oh, Sue's wanting to know where I got my tape dispenser, and I got this at Uline, if you can see. Yeah, if you bought a ton of tape, they gave you a free dispenser, and I think the last time I bought tape was about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I still have quite a bit, but I really do like Uline's products. I wish we had one a little closer because their shipping can be kind of high, but they do have specials. I've heard it's like once or twice a year if you buy in bulk. So, oh, you're welcome, Sue. And Sue says that FedEx likes the barcode covered. Okay, that's good to know, Sue. Like I said, they never said a word to me about it when I used FedEx, and I was in there a lot, so. All right. Okay, now this other one. I hope it's going to fit on this table. Like I said, this is going to be this Christmas wreath here. This guy right here. Isn't he cute? I just love him. That snowman, it came from, where was it? Oh, Carolina Pottery. I bought him a couple of years ago, so I don't know if they still have him or not, but I just love him. And I've already done the tug test on it. I've tugged everything, made sure that everything is in securely. So heaven forbid something would come off. That'd be terrible. So, and I've already gone ahead and I taped this box like I showed you on the bottom, or I told you on the bottom. This is a 24 by 24 by 8 box, or well, let me back up. 24 by 24 by 12. We need to size it to a 24 by 24 by 8. And I've already, like I said, I like to be extra cautious, so I put 2 things going horizontal there as well. So, and this is the box that I was telling you about that has the multiple sizes. You can see how everything is kind of scored there. And each one of these score marks is 2 inches. And I love these boxes. I wish they made them in the 22 by 22 size. And maybe they do, and I just haven't found them yet. So, but, all right. Put this down out of the way here. And I've already measured this. So, whoops. You guys can't see the thing, can you? I've already measured this, so I know that he fits in here just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut down these sizes here. And as far as where to get your boxes, like I said, I love to use Uline if I'm going to have a big order. But a lot of times I'll just buy them off of Amazon. I know some people use Papermark also. I've never bought from them. I found this guy that I like on Amazon that I bought several boxes off of. So I just, I find something I like, I stick with it. Unless I can find something better. And I need to remember too, I'm afraid I'll forget to tell you if I don't tell you right now, but there's also been some discussion over the weekend on box sizing, and you have to be really careful because what dimensions the FedEx and UPS and probably Post Office too, they are not going by the measurement on the inside of the box. They're actually going by the measurement on the outside of the box. And sometimes it can make a huge difference in cost. And I know I've seen a few postings in the different wreath groups that some people have gotten burnt on some upcharges. They bought a label for a certain size, and then they got a bill from Etsy for an extra huge amount of money because they thought the box was sized inaccurately on the small side. So always know that you need to measure from the outside of the box on your dimensions. Now we're cutting this down to 24 by 24 by 8, but it's probably going to be more close to a 25 by 25 by 8.5 or 9. So just be aware, because you can get some shock. I learned that the hard way early on. So it was quite a shock. As you know, wreaths can be very expensive to ship. Heck, what am I saying? Anything is expensive to ship these days. All right, I'm going to put this guy down here. Now, if you can see on the back of here, I don't know if you can or not, there's two metal tracks that go around here. I wish I could get that to where you can see it. There, you can see it up there by the wreath hanger. There's these metal brackets here, and that's what I'm going to be securing to the bottom of the box. I don't want to take something over the top of all these goodies. Again, you want them to be wowed when they see this. And this is a pretty heavy wreath. It's about 8 pounds. And I've got two those little brackets there. And so I'm going to take both of those and include those in the zip tie. And on this guy, he's so big and he's so heavy, I'm going to use 4 zip ties on him. So I'm just going to drop him down in here in the box and try and position him so that none of my ribbons are smushed. And I don't want his beard to be smushed. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with my awl. And I don't know if there's a good way for you guys to see this part of it. I'm just know that I'm going, say this is the ring around the wreath. I'm going right up next to it and I'm poking down. And then I'll do the same thing on the inside. I'll go to the inside ring there where I can feel it and poke down. Okay? Then I'll go on the inside here. Again, I'm not getting any of my goodies. I'm going to all 4 corners. Okay. And I've already inspected this again also on the back to make sure that it looks okay. All the mechanics are hidden. Well, can't see. There we go. All right, I'm gonna these are just, to me, they're just such easier boxes to work with. All right, we'll go ahead and put that all through. One thing too, if say I had a great big bow that was, with tails off to the bottom of the wreath, I'd want to be sure and make note of how I had it positioned in the box. Because sometimes I forget and I have to put it back in there and start all over. I don't want my bow tails smashed either. Okay. Now I'm going to grab some zip ties, and like I said, on the bigger wreaths, I use 2 on each one of the things. And one tip I've learned over the years, I always try, this may not make a lot of difference to most people, but You know, you got the end, the big end here, and then you got the tail of the zip tie, if you can see it. I like to put it so that the tail is coming up on the inside. It just seems like it's easier for me to push that tail through than to do it the opposite direction for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just all in my head, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right, there's that. Okay, I'm going to just fish those through the backside here. Okay, all right, I'm going to grab 4 more zip ties. I'm just going to join that right there. One thing I've learned too, don't get this little hub down too tight either, because it'll make it hard on you too. I try to give myself a little bit of space to work with. Gosh, you guys, my eyes are getting bad. I can't see. They're getting old and bad. Okay. All right, so we got all those done. All right, now we'll put our guy back in there. All right, and now I'm just going to run those over the top, or I'm going to run those zip ties over the top of those brackets. And when I tighten them too, make sure that you don't get them so snug that you end up breaking your wreath form. I've done that before. It's going to be easy to do. Oh, Linda says it's rain. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get rain. Actually, they were calling for it this morning. I haven't looked at the radar lately to see if it's raining outside. I know it wasn't, but boy, you could cut the air with a knife. Now, at this point, I haven't tightened them down completely yet, because sometimes you want to do a little shift. Don't want to commit myself just yet. Make sure I've got it in the right spot. I found too, just when I was sitting there struggling with that, that sometimes, you know, you got an evergreen wreath like that. I used to have, when I used the pipe cleaners, I had a hard time sometimes getting those pipe cleaners through there. And, you know, zip ties are a little bit more expensive, so there's that. But sometimes, you know, your time is worth money too. one was a struggle. Okay. All right. Now, once I'm happy that I don't have anything smashed or anything, and I'm happy with where he's at, then I'll go back and I'll tighten these, but not a lot. I don't want to break my wreath form. I just want him where he's not going to move. I mean, he can move a little bit, but I don't want it, you know, I don't want him swimming all over the box. Because, I mean, you guys have probably seen it too. They'll take it right from your hands and then toss it across the room. My post office does anyway. I gotta find that last one. Where is it? There it is. This one here is still kind of loose. There. Okay. All right, now I just go back and I make sure all my bow loops are the way I want them. Make sure nothing's smashed. Again, we want that wow factor when they open it up. Oh, and another thing I forgot to tell you too, before I put this guy in there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a lot of glitter. There's glittered ferns and stuff, glittered evergreens, I mean. And I've taken a lint brush and I've made sure to brush off all the lint off of him. Or if there's, heaven forbid, any animal hair or anything like that, you wouldn't want that. Okay. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Except this one, got one that's kind of smashed. All right, I think he looks good. Okay. See, you can sit him up, make sure that he makes that he does okay with the shake test. Okay, and see, he didn't move. Okay. All right, now where's our shipping labels? Again, if you're just tuning in, we've got this little sleeve, so to speak, that we can get off of Amazon. It just holds all my shipping paperwork here. Right, and this is something I also include too. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just a special thank you. It reminds them to leave a review if they're happy at Etsy. And then it's got a little coupon code too. I do that with my more expensive wreaths. Again, hoping for a repeat customer. So we've got my business card, a shipping label, and a order receipt, okay? Packing slip, so to speak, with a little handwritten letter or handwritten note, okay? All right, now fold that up and stick it in there. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Okay, now let's go ahead and fold this all in. And none of the box tops are touching my bows. Again, I do not want smashed bows. even though you explain, you know, a lot of people just can't get the hang of fluff and bows. Okay. All right. Get right across there. Whoops. Get off there. There again, I'm going to be taping over that lip there where something might get caught on it. Okay, and on the bigger boxes, I'm going to put another row of tape the opposite direction. So I don't know what all they're going to stack on top of this either, and to me that gives it a little bit more support. All right, and then remember we've got to flip it over. I'm just going to put tape over the top of these zip ties so that it doesn't get caught on any conveyor belts. All right, one more. It didn't come out very good. Yep. All right. Okay, and that's that. That's that. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sue, I agree. I agree. Oh, and Heidi loves the Santa. Linda's wanting to know about the Santa, where he came from. And I got it about 2 years ago at Carolina Pottery in Columbia, South Carolina. So I don't know if they would have them again. Actually, I wasn't even the one that picked it up. A real sweet friend of mine, Bonnie Clayton, she picked it up for me and sent me to, because I had them in my hand. We were at Carolina Pottery. I had them in my hand, and I talked myself out of it, but I just couldn't forget about him. So Bonnie picked me up some. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you. I'll go back through and make sure that I don't have any questions here. Oh, Bree. Oh, my daughter, Bree. My favorite part of being your mom. I can't pick just one thing, Bree. So. Oh, Tracy's saying when she has boxes that she wants to make sure that it doesn't collapse the lid, she puts 3 zip ties on the first flap. You fold over, one on each end and one in the center. Huh. You'll have to show us that, Tracy. I'm trying to visualize that in my mind. Oh, thank you guys for all the hearts. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, Tracy, that sounds interesting. I'm not sure I've heard that, so. Oh, thank you, Robin. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you today. And again, as always, I so much appreciate you guys. You just can't imagine. I love the conversation with you guys, and your support means the world to me. So if you wouldn't mind to share this, if you like what you saw, I would really appreciate it. Plus, that would always allow you to come back and revisit it for any reason, if you want to review it. And again, too, I've got a shipping blog post on my blog at Adorable Deco Decor. I made it like, I don't know, 3 years ago or so, so I'm not sure it would have been as thorough as, as today, but if you want to check that out, you can too. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.